Hello, I'm Nneka, and this is part 3 of AI in Education, What the Research Really Says. And I wanted to create this series of videos to share my research on AI in education. I actually completed and defended my dissertation, and the topic was AI in education and its implementation in K-12 learning environments, kindergarten through 12th grade. And when I started sharing these videos, the first video addressed a more teacher focused finding. The second finding was more student focused. And I really feel like this third finding kind of marries the two, combines what teachers' lived experiences are and how they were experiencing the implementation or the planning to implement artificial intelligence with their students. So let me provide some context, and I want you to join me in thinking about what the traditional classroom was or is in some cases, and how students experienced those learning environments. We would have maybe a teacher in the front of the class giving direct instruction. Students are sitting with desks lined in rows, taking notes, and there's minimal interaction with the teacher. It may be, hey, I want to ask a question as a teacher, raise your hand type of interaction, and almost no interaction between students. And so when we think about artificial intelligence and how it's used in classrooms, those first two findings really kind of support the third finding, in which based on those lived experiences and teachers talking about when they implemented artificial intelligence and how students engaged with artificial intelligence in the classroom, that the teacher's role transformed into more of a facilitator because of the AI and how they were using AI in the classroom, which I talk about in the second video. And for much more detail, I would definitely suggest just heading over to that second video or watching it after this video to get a little bit more insight there. But how they were using AI, they were able to transition more into a facilitator, what we call the quote unquote guide on the side. And it allowed them actually as teachers to interact more with students, to build relationships with students, to support student agency and autonomy in learning in ways that allowed them to provide that extra support that is so needed for our students. And it's interesting because some of the participants even felt that their role shifted into supporting students becoming lifelong learners because they were starting to self-initiate some of the learning, and they really felt that AI was able to allow that type of, I don't know what to call it, a transformation, for lack of a better word, in education, something that they hadn't seen before. And some of the participants were more veteran teachers. So for them to talk about having those types of experiences where they became facilitators of learning, facilitators of knowledge, facilitators of collaboration was an interesting kind of finding for AI in education. So when you think about a finding where we know, okay, this traditional model of education where the teacher is in front of the classroom providing direct instruction. Okay, well, that artificial intelligence has the opportunity to transform that. Ultimately, the findings are one thing. It's what do we do next that is really the crux of the situation. How do we provide solutions that are AI powered, AI focused, that provide the type of facilitation support that teachers need if the research continues to show that they will become more a facilitator role as opposed to, the direct instruction role. And so with that in mind, I do have some suggestions for teachers that was, we talked about in the research findings. And as a part of the recommendations, I would definitely recommend that teachers get the AI literacy that they need to support student learning. So what does that mean? Well, for teachers that are learning about AI and how it works in the classroom, understanding what AI is, what the implications are behind AI, the ethics, the safety, the privacy, how to best practices in introducing AI, implementing AI, and what students need to know and how to support them, I think is an initial first step that's going to really help teachers with that facilitation role. Because as a teacher, if you don't have an understanding of how an AI works, it's just like, hey, here's this tool. Let me, students start using AI. You may over time be in a worse position than having that AI literacy experience and being able to support students as a facilitator. And when their shift, when students have questions, when they're concerned about how they are actually using AI, you're in a much better position to facilitate. So now comes, how do teachers find this AI literacy? What do we do? Do we have to become people just searching everywhere to find the most appropriate types of AI literacy courses? Not necessarily. First, check with your districts. Some districts are starting to invest in AI literacy programs. There are also some free AI literacy programs available from different organizations. I will drop a link in the description for some of those AI literacy courses or support. There is actually a National AI Literacy Day that is held. I don't know if it'll be held every year on the same date, but as of 2025, when this video is being made, National AI Literacy Day is on March 28th of 2025. So I don't know if that date will continue, but I would definitely say it's one of those things that is here to stay or that you can get support. So definitely check out the National AI Literacy Day. So just to recap this third finding from the AI education, what the research really says. And the research really says that when teachers are implementing AI with students, teachers become more of facilitators in the classrooms, and that students have more agency over their learning. And it is beneficial to both the teacher, who has the opportunity to focus more on instruction, building relationships, making sure that students understand what they're learning on a more individual level. And it benefits the students because they're able to collaborate with their fellow students. They're able to connect with their instructors, and are able to engage with the technology in a way that supports their learning. So now I can't wait to share the fourth finding, and I invite you to watch the next video as soon as you can. Thank you.